From Brooke High School, WTRF proudly presents Ohio Valley Tonite with Nathan Marshall. Tonight's guest.
We are joined tonight by Mark Hayward, whose website declares him to be a juggler, yo-yoer, and cool guy.
It's true.
Mark, I think you can drop the last one from your website because I think everybody knows by now that the words juggler and yo-yoer are synonymous with the words cool guy, in my opinion.
You know, I would certainly hope that was the case. I'm not sure that's universal, but
it should be.
It'd be nice.
Let's start it right now. It's all around the world now.
All right, excellent. Done.
Yeah, finished, declared tonight. In all seriousness, though, your bio says that at age 10, you were told you would grow up to be a baton twirler, and you took that as you would grow up to be a woman.
Right.
You're not very well versed in anatomy, are you there, Mark?
Yeah, you know, it just wasn't what a little boy wanted to hear.
Puberty would be terrible.
Yeah.
So scared every day.
I didn't quite understand what they were telling me, and I didn't realize that it was actually a good statement, that it was going to be a compliment. I figured that baton twirler just meant I'd be a woman, where in reality, looking back on it, I now know that juggling and baton twirling have a lot of similarities. Both the mind-numbing amount of practice, but also just the hand-eye coordination and a lot of the skills are really shared, things like that.
Sequin suit.
Yes. I mean, who doesn't have a little sequin unitard?
Yeah, I know. I have 4 or 5.
Okay, Mark, to show our viewers at home just how difficult yo-yoing is, just in case they think it's an easy thing, a kid's trick, I bought this classic yo-yo, Ja Rule, like Ja Rule the rapper, but a little bit more generic, I guess. And I'm going to show you how good I am at this.
That's some good stuff.
I'm not. I can't even do it once. This is not very good.
Part of it though is you do have to have good equipment.
Yeah.
So I've got a much fancier yo-yo here,
Yeah.
which is, in fact, it way out fancies that one, because this one is a pro model.
Ooh.
Designed for super fancy high-end tricks.
It's way fancier than mine is.
Mark, you're actually the 1995 world champion in yo-yo. That's remarkable. And I was curious, how do you become that? And is there like a Super Bowl type celebration, like ticker tape parade that goes along with that? Or?
Well, I mean, I would like to be able to tell you that there were dancing girls, champagne, and a ticker tape parade, but no, it's pretty much just me and a bunch of sweaty jugglers in a gym. So, yeah, not a whole lot of celebration there.
What more celebration do you need?
I know, really. Who doesn't want to be surrounded by sweaty jugglers?
Why are they sweaty? Is it really that excruciating, I guess?
Yeah, well, the contest was at a juggler's convention.
Yeah.
It was one part of a larger convention. And yeah, if you're juggling all day long and you're pushing yourself and doing things you can't do, the sweat arrives.
That'd be the worst Disney commercial ever. Mark Hayward, you just won the World Championships of Yo-Yo, and you're surrounded by sweaty jugglers. Where are you going next? I'm going to take a hot shower. This is sick. How did you become the world champion? What did you do that they declared you were the world champion?
Well, I mean, the obvious answer, of course, is practice.
Yeah.
But a specific aspect of it is while the contest has evolved over the years, the way that it worked at that time was that there were 10 tricks, and each competitor had to run through the 10 tricks. You had 2 chances, so if you missed the first try, you could try again, a second try for fewer points, and whoever got the most points was the winner. So I went through. I don't think I nailed them all first try, but it was pretty close, and I had the most points. World champion.
Bring out the sweaty jugglers.
Bring them on.
Bring them out. Did you do a fist pump?
I don't remember. I really don't.
Totally blacked out.
I mean, the one thing I do remember, though, is that the younger viewers won't really know this name, but the older viewers will recognize the name Tommy Smothers. Of the Smothers brothers, he was the yo-yo man, and well, he still is, and he was in the audience.
Yeah.
So I think I kind of felt him looking at me, and I didn't want to get too crazy about it.
I'm sorry, Tommy Smothers. Don't look at me.
But I did get a great picture of me standing with Tommy with my giant trophy. So that was definitely worth it.
Yeah, I would have gloated in everybody's face, all the sweaty jugglers' face. I would have just run around screaming like a girl. And then people would have said, we told you grew up to be a woman.
You know, the biggest problem actually is that I had the trophy, and every time I'd set it down, one of my juggling friends would come over and get their picture taken with it as if they had won. Like, give me
what a
that.
bunch of jerks. Jugglers are such jerks.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, gosh. Your website says you do tricks like the Atom Smasher, the Boingy Boingy, and the Brain Twister.
Right.
And I was curious if you've ever considered combining all these tricks into making the most epic trick of all time called the Twisty Brain Boinger.
That's a great idea.
It's condensing.
Right. I mean, certainly I do combination tricks where you string a bunch of tricks together all the time, but no, I've never strung all the names together. And I think there's a future there.
It's going to win you the next world championship.
No.
You've retired. You're already in the Hall of Fame. It's all right. You don't need to go back. You don't need to pull a Peyton Manning.
You say it like it's a joke, but there is a Hall of Fame, and I'm not in it yet.
You will be someday. I have a feeling.
Fingers crossed. I'm going to take a gamble. I'm going to guess that you're a popular culture guy.
Yeah, I love pop culture.
So I'm going to show you my favorite trick. See if you can guess who it is. Luke, I am your father.
Oh.
Give in to the dark side.
Homer Simpson?
Yeah, Homer Simpson on a bad day.
You told me that on the phone yesterday you're actually gearing up for your first Broadway show ever, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I'm doing a duo show with a guy named Jonathan Burns.
Yeah.
He's a hilarious guy who also does some contortion out of Lancaster, PA.
Did he ever contortion himself into a butter churn?
I don't know that he has. I suspect not, but we've teamed up to do a show called Stunt Lab.
Yeah.
And it's an off Broadway production.
That's called New Jersey.
Yeah.
Mark, I'm sorry.
I'm not sure how many offs you have to get to New Jersey, but we are still firmly in New York
Well,
City.
that's good. That's good. In your show, actually from the Broadway show, it says that you're going to break a world record every show.
Right.
And what's more nerve-wracking for you, to perform on Broadway or to break a world record every show?
For sure, it's preparing the show. Because if we do a bad job of preparing the show, we look like idiots. And if we don't break a world record, we're just regular people who haven't broken a record. So I would say that regular person, idiot, you got to get that show ready.
Not look like an idiot every day, Mark.
At least they're paying you.
Yeah, you'd think. You'd think. We actually have a student question here from sophomore at Brooke High School, Brittnie Besonday, and Brittnie says this.
How do you stay interested in yo-yoing for so long?
That's a great question, because I tried yo-yoing earlier today. I did for like one time, and I was like, done.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, certainly the being obsessed with it helps.
Oh, yeah. Stalking it.
Yeah, stalking the
Watching
yo-yo.
it through its window.
Any of that stuff that's borderline illegal.
Yeah.
No, I honestly, I don't really know. I'm not quite sure how to answer that question, because I find myself hanging out with my yo-yo friends at a yo-yo contest or convention, and I'm always thinking, how is it? I've been doing this for 24 years. How is it that I still think yo-yos are so cool? But I do. They're awesome. It's fantastic. Yeah.
It's kind of neat that you have yo-yo friends too. I used to be a stand-up comic, and you said you have your stand-up comedian friends, and then you have your regular friends.
Yeah.
And it is this kind of like separate section, which is a weird thing.
And depending on the categories, they may or may not mix well.
Yes, exactly. Well, the thing with the entertainers I've found is that they're extremely annoying because they're always trying to entertain you, or they're just extremely normal. Like I did a show with Chris Rock, and all these people are coming up trying to tell Chris Rock jokes, and Chris Rock's just like, I just want to sit here. Like, just like leave me alone. And all these people are like, oh, I want to be completely crazy at all times. And it gets a little bit overbearing sometimes.
Yeah.
Yo-yo people, are they crazy?
The people who are very technique driven, the yo-yo folks, are pretty introverted. They're pretty good at hanging out with each other, but the world as a whole, they're not always necessarily right out there. Being in people's faces, but the people who entertain, and there are far fewer professional yo-yo players, but those who are out there, they're very similar to entertainers that you get in any field.
Yeah.
When someone sets up a joke, everyone is racing to hit that punchline first.
And it's like, oh, after a while, yeah. I can see that. On your website, Mark, you have tons of great testimonials, and I'm not making this up, about your act. You have people such as David Letterman, who says, wow, that was exciting. You have Jerry Martin from Juggle Magazine, which is a real magazine.
It's real.
Second best to Backyard Poultry, which is also a real magazine, who said about you, his brain is a national treasure. That's pretty glorious. Pretty glorious. And even your own mother says, he's the best around, evidently. So I thought we'd play a game with you today. We like to play a game in the show, and it's called
Get Nathan to give Mark a testimony.
So there's very few people who can play this game because there's very few people named Mark who.
Well, yeah, there's
do
that.
this.
That sounds great.
In this game, what you're going to do is you're going to try to impress me with your skills. That's skills with a Z, which makes it way more hardcore.
Cool.
And if it works, I'm going to give you the most glorious, glowing testimonial that you can put on your website, on anything else, and ever.
Awesome.
All right, let's go outside and see some of these tricks you got.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Mark, what is the first trick you're going to show us as you're trying to wow me for this great testimonial?
Well, I think a great place to start would be that combo trick you came up with. What was the name of it?
The Twisty Brain Boinger.
Twisty Brain Boinger.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll start off with the brain twister part.
Okay.
And then we'll go into the atom smasher here. This is the advanced version, so it's kind of long.
Oh yeah, that looks
Come around like
extremely
that.
easy.
Here, and then straight over into boingy boingy.
You did it.
Can you tell
Twisty
how it got
Brain
its name?
Boinger.
I know, I know.
That was amazing.
Excellent.
What do you got next?
Let's see. So this is a cool one. This has been billed as the greatest trick in the entire world.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like
So
the sound of that.
you got to watch closely. Check it
Okay.
out. You ready? Yeah. You didn't even know a yo-yo could do that.
No, I
did
did
ya?
not, actually. I thought only space shuttles could do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been told you can knock things off people with a yo-yo.
Yeah, there's two ways to do it. You can either just hit them square between the eyes, or you
Right.
can aim for the object.
Yeah.
And typically what I do is I take a coin like
Yeah.
this quarter, for
Uh-huh.
example, and a yo-yo like this one, and put the coin on the victim's ear
Yeah.
and knock it off with the yo-yo.
Oh yeah, well we'll just get one of the kids here. You can do it to one of the kids. That'd be great.
They seem to have fled. I think it's you and me.
Oh gosh.
This would be great. I'm just gonna put this right here on your ear, just like so.
Oh my.
And your job is to not move.
I hate kids. You told me that you could get a scar like this from yo-yoing too.
Yep. This is pretty much how you do it.
This right here.
Yeah.
So you're gonna tell me I'm gonna get another scar?
I'll make it so it matches, so it's on the other
What
side.
I've always wanted my whole entire life.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna adjust the quarter. There,
Okay.
that's a little better. You actually managed to suck it into your skull. that
Yeah, I
time,
was
so,
scared.
Oh,
Oh, my goodness.
I nicked it.
Ah!
There it is.
Oh my goodness, you did it.
There it is.
Oh my goodness, Mark. Well, congratulations, sir. You have managed to get a testimonial from me, and I'm going to say
Excellent.
this right on camera. Mark, your tricks are as amazing as 1,000 Stephen Hawking's brilliance and 6,000 unicorns prancing to "I'm Sexy and I Know It" by LMFAO.
I'm sexy and I know
That's what I think. That's what I think of it. And again, my guest today has been Mark Hayward, and you can find out more information on him or his Broadway show by visiting.
markhayward.net, or you can also see markandjonathan.com for the off-Broadway show. And if you want to learn some yo-yo tricks, howtoyoyo.com.
Yeah, and please don't hit a quarter off your friend's face at home. That was scary. And for Valley Tonite, this has been Nathan Marshall.
Oh, Abraham, I think this is a wonderful show. I think that's what they would say. Ye are correct. That's a beard.
Yeah, right.
Or
Yeah.
a goat. Either one. I don't know what they would be doing.